All right, so today we're going to do the first ever keying of a species. When I went out into the forest yesterday to look around, I found this plant growing. There was a whole group of them that were kind of all together, which was really cool. I really love this plant, but I thought that we could do our first ID. I usually use podophyllum, which I was talking to you about mayapple, but I'm going to use this one here. And we're going to use the Facet Spring Flora of Wisconsin book to do this. So here is the plant. I actually managed to get some, and I took it only because there were lots of camera not available. See that messing it. Delicate system here because it goes off. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here it is. Here's the plant. You can see here. It's got a long stalk there, pedicel, if you could say. There's the leaves. That's exactly how it looks when it's growing out in the forest. And it can be solitary or it can be growing. It could grow within a group of plants. So let's take a look at that using our key. So the key it's a dichotomous key. So it uses two characteristics against each other all the way down to the definition or to defining or identification of the species. So the first thing that we're going to look at is there's this here. This is the first page on the first characteristics. Here it says plants with only scale leaves and lacking chlorophyll, plants with green leaves. And if we look here, this is a plant with green leaves that doesn't look like it's lacking chlorophyll. Okay, yeah, so here we go, back here. So this is the first major characteristic here. Hopefully I can get it in here. Yeah, here we go. Plants with green leaves. So you see that there's that number 4 right there. Well, that 4 refers down to the two 4s that you can see underneath there. Staminate and pistillate flowers on different plants, both stamens and pistils on the same plant, usually in the same flower. In this case, they're on the same flower. You could see them here. There's the stigma. There's the stamens. The stamens are the yellow part. Okay, so you can see that. So then it tells you to go both stamen pistils on the same plant, usually in the same flower, 5. So you go leaves with 3 or more parallel veins, leaves never compound, or leaves with branching veins, or with all but the main vein inconspicuous, leaves simple or compound. Well, we can see here that this is actually parallel venation here. I think we could see it here, kind of. There you go. If you look really close, you could see this isn't going to show it too well, but you can see it's parallel venation. So it's this characteristic here. Let's see if we get in here. There you go. All right. Where we go? Leaves with 3 or more parallel veins. Leaves never compound. So you go to section B, page 13. So that's the next part down here. Section B, page 13. I think it's up here. The page is 13. Yeah. Okay. Now you're going to do to the next key, which is the section B key. Flowers in the axils of dry overlapping scales forming spikelets without perianth. No, there's a perianth here. Remember, the perianth includes the calyx and the corolla. Flowers not in the axils of drying overlapping scales with sepals and petals, except in the eraceae. Now, number 3, so we go down to look number 3 here. Flowers on a fleshy common axis, no. Flowers not on a fleshy axis, so that would be number 4. So we go to number 4. Flowers in a head with an involucre, which is actually this, it's kind of like a calyx, but it's more, and it's very common amongst the Asteraceae, but so that's not the case here. Flowers not in an involucrate head, 5. So we go, petals all alike. So we go here. Yeah. So we go to number 5. Flowers not in an involucre head. Number 5. Petals all alike. So number 6. See, the petals are all alike. Even the sepals. That's one of the unique characteristics of this plant, and we'll talk about the Liliaceae. But anyways, let me go here. Filaments with long hairs, filaments without long hairs, and that would be our case here. They don't have long hairs. You can see here they don't have long hairs. So it would be numbers, where is it? Filaments without long hair, number 7. So it would be perianth borne on the receptacle at the base of the ovary, perianth borne on the receptacle at the summit of the ovary. So this is where we're going to open up this plant. I hope it's a little weird. All right. We're going to open it up here. I have my blade here, X-Acto knife. Here is the base of the plant here. You could see it here. I'm trying to get it so I can show you that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it probably right there, just for right now. And then I'm going to, you could see down here, the tepals, which are actually sepals, but they're tepals because they look almost like they could be part of the corolla. You could see them here. They're just a slightly different color. And there's 3 of them on the outside. And there's 3 petals, right? You could see in here, deep inside of here, you could see the ovary, you could see the stigma there. I'm trying to see if I can get you a clear picture here. It's probably a little bit better there. But you could see it here. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off, because we do have to take a look at it. And we could see that the attachment of the corolla, the calyx, the corolla, and the stamens is at the base of the ovary. So this is hypogynous flower. Okay, and that's what the characteristic is here that it says here. Here, perianth. Oops, let me move this over here. Perianth borne on the receptacle at the base of the ovary, so that'd be number 8. Sepals and petals papery. Make sure to read both of the descriptions. That's really important. Or it's here. It says sepals and petals papery or stiff and scale-like, or at least the petals soft, white, or colored. So that would be number 8, the second one there. So it tells you to go to number 10. Flowers on separate globose heads on the same stalk. No. Flowers containing both stamens and pistils, inflorescences other than globose heads, yes. The perianth with 2 or 3 petals, or just petals. So in our case, we have both. And the ovary is 1. There's 1 ovary with 3 compartments, and that takes us to the Liliaceae. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually open this ovary up so you can see it, that it does actually have 3 compartments. And that is very common for the Liliaceae family. Here we go. I'm going to cut this there. You can see the stigma. I'm holding it by the stigma. And here, I don't know if you could see that. But there are actually 3 compartments here. 3 locules, if you will, which are designated. See, you could see them there, 3 locules. Let me use my pencil here so you could see them a little bit better. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There. Those are the 3 locules. And that's where the ovules will sit in there. And it looks like it's axile placentation would be the case for this species, for this family, which is common for this family. So now we know that it's the Liliaceae family, right? So that's where we go. Oh, you're not gonna always get it right on the first try, but the cool thing is you could keep trying. So it says page 77, so we're going to page 77. Here's the Liliaceae, the lily family, herbs or vines, our species, which means ours are usually herbs or vines. Leaves various, flowers regular, ordinarily with 3 colored or white petals, 3 similar or green sepals, similar or green, see, 6 stamens, this one has 6 stamens, and an ovary of 3 carpels which develop into a capsule or berry, and that's our case here. So let's go keying now within the family itself. Leaves growing only from the base of the plant, leaves elevated on the stem, and we can see here leaves are growing from the base of the plant. Okay, so we know that. Where is it? Leaves growing only from the base of the plant. So we go to B. Flowers 8 millimeters or less long in an umbel. Flowers 1 centimeter or long, or if shorter, in a raceme. These are not in an umbel, it's just a single flower. So it would be flowers 1 centimeter or more long, or if shorter, in a raceme. So it'll be letter C. So the leaves not more than 10 times longer than broad, or leaves grass-like, many times longer than broad. And these leaves are definitely not grass-like. Even though they might be not follow the exact guidelines, we know that these are not grass-like. Okay, so that would be really the defining characteristic there. Where is it? Leaves not more than 10. Okay, so that would be C. So that says D. Flowers solitary, nodding. Flowers 2 or more. Leaves 3 to 8 centimeters broad. But these flowers are solitary. There's only one leaf, only one flower. You could see here in this case is another one that I got, just in case I messed the first one up. So it's a solitary flower. Okay. So here we go. Flower solitary, nodding, so it's erythronium. It looks like it will be 2, erythronium. So within the Liliaceae, you go to number 2, and you'll see here erythronium. Fawn lily, adder's tongue, it could be called trout lily as well. Plants with a deep-seated white bulb shaped like a canine tooth. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that here. It was too far deep into the soil, so I couldn't get that. But anyway, we know it's erythronium, right? So let's do their key. Let's see what their descriptions are. Leaves mottled, flowers yellow. Leaves less mottled. Mottled is this kind of look here. This green mixed with this dark green loam type look. That's mottled. That means it's mottled. Oh, sorry, that's allium. So the 2 choices then are those 2, and flowers pinkish white, so we know that it's erythronium, albidum, and we look down, white adder's tongue, leaves less mottled or not at all, flowers pinkish white, anthers yellow, yes, styles slender except that tip, yes, with 3 spreading stigmas. Where is it? Rich woods, and just tells you where it's located at. And then sometimes it will even give you a drawing there. That's a good drawing, it's nice. It can help you sometimes. But with the thing with this was pretty straightforward. There might be some species which are a little bit more complicated, which might have a little bit more detail. They might be very similar, so you might be wanting to look at those relationships as well. But this is your first time at a key. Hopefully, if you can get a hold of this book, you can get it, and you can go out into the forest and begin doing your keying, making sure to follow the proper rules in terms of by the Centers for Disease Control, and make sure you follow all those precautions. So this is all strictly voluntary, but this is a great book, and if you want to really learn keys, this is an excellent tool. Once you start learning it, you don't even have to go from the beginning. Like remember the beginning here? You could just pretty much, if you know the plant family, so I would just go to whatever that plant family is and then do the keying from there, if I pretty much know what it is. And sometimes I don't, and so I have to actually do the whole process. But I just wanted to introduce you to the first time to key a plant species. Hopefully that helps you. And hopefully you'll be able to find some trout lily, white trout lily out there. There's yellow trout lily too. So hopefully you'll get that. All right. Take care.